Hello and welcome to our new poem. Switch off, this is not your poem. Go to the cap section on the channel and you'll find your poems there. This is our poem Taylor Swift by Kobus Grobler, who I've actually met. So if you are watching, Kobus, hello and well done on your poem and for it being selected for the IB. Just quickly, hope you guys are all safe and doing well in this difficult time. Well done for studying. This book, I just want to show you quickly, this book will be available soon. Afrikaans met Simpel, Asem and Gedigte. You would have seen on the channel that I started doing some tutorials on Asem. That will continue. However, all the notes and nice questions and English Afrikaans summaries, very, very short, will be in this book, and also all these notes that I'm using now for the poetry. Also the old poems, not just these three new ones, but all the other poems will be available in this book. 3 ways that you would be able to get hold of it would be through CNA eventually, not at the moment with the lockdown. Just keep watching my WhatsApp status, just send an email or just keep an eye on the channel to see when it will be available. It will be on the ITSI website, which is the ebook website, as well as all the other books. Also, I'm willing to do like a six book order minimum. If you and your mates want to club together, buy 6 books, I'll courier it straight to you, to your school, to your house, whatever, and that'll be pretty easy. Any questions, admin@MadeSimple Range, myself or Melissa will answer your email, and that is my personal number. If you want to WhatsApp, ask anything, just want to know when stuff are happening, you can keep a watch on my WhatsApp status for all your Afrikaans needs. Just quickly, also remember the other books. Afrikaans Made Simple, this is already available in CNA, it's already available on ITSI. If you're really struggling and you want to go back to basics, get the grade 6 and 7 book, work through that, or get one of the cheat sheets books. So this grammar book, I think most of you have it by now. I'm sure you can say that it really helps you to improve your grammar. So now we're just adding all the literature to that, so that's awesome. Let's start with our poem Taylor Swift. So just like we did it last time, I'm just going to draw all over this thing, and remember, don't worry too much about the notes now because they will be in the book. This is just so you can understand it. It'll definitely be available before you write trials, so well before you write trials, so you'll have enough time, so don't stress about that. Okay, so Taylor Swift for Lisbeth. Let's just get the English and Afrikaans translations going here. Very nice little poem. Really captures some really strong emotion and something that we can all relate to, I think, especially if you're a teenager. Cool. So it says there, jy herhaal, you repeat, jy herhaal haar woorde van melancholie. You repeat her words of melancholy. Okay, big word. You must know what it means. It means hartseer, okay, sadness. So you repeat her words of melancholy for the umpteenth time. So many times you repeat it over and over again. Vir die soveelste. That's many, many times. Just want to see if we're recording. Yes, we are. So this is a song. So it's a girl listening to a song over and over again. She's not only listening to it, but the song is stuck in her head. We can all relate to that feeling. Okay, and we'll see now later that she sort of binge plays the song. She kills it. I mean, we all had that experience where you find a song, you play it over and over again, and that you absolutely feel that that song is like almost written for you and for the situation that you are in or facing. Okay, so then they say weer. You play it for the over and over again. Okay, so we'll talk about the fact that word is standing alone like that, really emphasizing the fact that she's listening to the song repeatedly. Okay, and now, okay, na heel dag lank, after a long day's what? So skoolperiodes, periodes op school, periods, lessons, schoolwork. So she's had the day at school, song was in her head, This is after school, okay? After school, after pauses, after the tea breaks and the lunch break. Alleen. Alone. Alleen se draal in die liedjie. Okay, so you are alone, but also it means that draal means that it's sticking. Okay, it's lingering in your head. It's stuck in your head. Okay, playing it over and over again. What is she doing now? Val jy, this jy is the girl. We can assume sort of a teenage girl, high school girl. Val jy met die skooluniform, taai van school. You fall with your school uniform, still sticky from school. It was a hot, humid day at school, and you drop onto your bed. First thing you want to do is get rid of your school shoes, because those things don't breathe, and you sweat. Skoene uitgeskop. You kick off your shoes, you fall on your bed. We've all done this. Okay, op je bed neer, and immediately, as a lot of teenagers do, I still do this, you turn to music. Okay, sing jy die woorde, you sing the words. Okay, so there's a difference here between just listening to the words and actually singing the words. It's a more active engagement. Okay, don't worry about notes now, we'll take the notes just now. Van haar nuutste CD, okay, from her latest CD, the latest CD of who? Okay, Taylor Swift. Gelaai in your MP3. It's loaded into your MP3. This thing it's downloaded, it's there. There's no need for streaming or Wi-Fi or internet or data or anything. It's downloaded, you can play it over and over again off your MP3. What happens now? A whole lot of words standing by themselves, alone, again to emphasize this feeling of loneliness, and also to emphasize the words, obviously, to intensify their meaning. So snik, it was a hard word to translate. Maybe one of the teachers can help me. I found it hard to. Snik, there's no real. Snik is when you're like gasping for your breath while you're crying. So sobbing, I don't think it really works that well. Gobus, I don't know how you want us to translate that, but it's like gasping while you're crying, essentially. Okay, don't worry too much about that. Then that goes to crying. Okay, so there's a progression here. Hope you see the progression. Dan grens. Grens is like ugly crying. That's wailing. She's not properly sobbing, properly crying, loud crying. It's when you lose all control over your crying. Jy. Then this word jy, that stands alone by itself there, which is interesting. We'll talk about that. Okay, it could have 2 or 3 meanings, or maybe I'm missing it, but I'll tell you what I think later. Alright, then it says want. Okay, so want, because. So now we're expecting what? We're expecting reasons. Okay, so we're expecting reasons for this behavior, this sadness. Coming home, same sad song stuck in her head. We'll look at this exact song now. You fall on your bed. First thing you do, you don't take your school uniform off. You don't shower or eat or drink anything. You kick your shoes off, and the first thing you do is you listen to this song, almost like that song was calling you the whole day when you were at school, and then you just lose it emotionally and you cry. Why? So this is important now, this last stanza here. Want vir die eerste keer, because for the first time in the mirror, okay, with your dad's eyes full of tears, your dad's eyes have tears in them, verstaan jy, you understand, weet jy, you know. So knowing is stronger than just understanding. Okay, if you understand something, you may not agree with it, but if you know something, then it's like permanent. It's a lot. It's also, again, there's progression there. Okay. Hoekom bome hulle blare verloor? Interesting best line. No. To me, this is the second best line of the poem. I like this die from school, sticky from school, which you'll see later. But second best line of the poem: why trees lose their leaves. Okay, you understand, and you see it. You see that your dad is also sad. Why is the dad sad? Well, I think the idea is the dad is sad because he can see that his daughter is grasping something quite fundamental and quite serious. And there's nothing that he can really do to take that pain away. So she's come to some kind of insight, which is painful, and it makes the dad sad because he knows what that feels like. Okay, so that gives you a rough idea of the poem. Let's just quickly read just the intertext. Intertext, ne? That's the word. How do I type? So the intertext is this song from Taylor Swift. I don't think they'll mess around with this too much in terms of exam questions or test questions, but just so you know, this is the song, The Best Day. I'm 5 years old, it's getting cold, I've got my big coat on, I hear your laugh. She's speaking about her father, okay? And look up, smiling at you. I run and run past the pumpkin patch and the tractor rides. Look now, the sky's gold. I hug your legs and fall asleep on the way home. I don't know why all the trees change in the fall, but I know you're not scared of anything at all. Okay, so there's that reference. Okay, there's that reference of the trees losing their leaves. Okay, there's that strong intertextual reference. Okay. So at this stage in the song, the girl doesn't know yet why. Why do seasons have to change? Why do people change? Why do we go through phases? Okay, but I know you're not scared of anything at all. Don't know if Snow White's house is near or far away, but I know I had the best day with you today. I'm 13 now, and don't know how my friends could be so mean. I come home crying, and you hold me tight. So this is the reasons for sadness. This is the insight. Okay. And grab the keys, and we drive until we find a town far enough away, and we talk and window shop till I've forgotten all their names, the ones making her sad, the bullies. I don't know who I'm going to talk to now at school, but I know I'm laughing. On the car ride home with you, don't know how long it's going to take to feel okay, but I know I had the best day with you today. I have an excellent father. His strength is making me stronger. God smiles on my little brother. Inside and out, he's better than I am. I grew up in a pretty house, and I've got space to run and hide. And I had the best days with you. There's a video I found from back when I was 3. You set up a paint set in the kitchen, and you're talking to me. It's the age of princesses and pirate ships and the 7 dwarfs. And Daddy's smart, and you're the prettiest lady in the whole world. And now I know why all the trees change in the fall. There's that same reference. Now I know. So she didn't know there she knows why trees have to lose their leaves. And that's the central metaphor in our poem. We'll discuss that later in the notes. I know you were on my side, even when I was wrong. And I love you for giving me your eyes. There's the reference to the eyes. Okay? Staying back and watching me shine. And I didn't know if you knew. So I'm taking this chance to say that I had the best day with you today. So clearly, it's a play. It's a conversation between this poem and the song. There's clear references. It gives us a little bit of background. The poem doesn't really give us the reason why her day at school is so bad. The song gives us the reason. It's basically friendship issues. Okay? Friendship issues making her sad. Often painful to lose friends as you grow up and become a teenager. Some friends leave, some come and go. and sometimes it can be very, very hurtful and traumatic. Alright, so that's the background, that's the translation. You must know all the words in the poem, obviously. I think that should be Lisbeth. Okay. So Kobus Grobler, I don't know how much of this is autobiographical, is that the word? But that's for his, apparently that is his daughter, and obviously that gives quite a nice tone to the poem, knowing that the poet himself has actually faced this situation with his own daughter. Okay, so the title is a bekende popsangeres, a well-known pop singer. I'm going to go quite fast because I'm going to rely on you getting the book so that you have these notes. Otherwise, you're going to have to screenshot and print or something. I would just get the book. It's a lot easier. So, jy herhaal. Okay, so who's the jy there? If they could ask, that could be a question. Wie is die jy? Is a tienermeisie. Okay. You repeat her words. Who's the narrator? It's the father, hey? It's die meisie se pa. Quite clearly the girl's dad. Hy lewer kommentaar op sy dogter. So he's giving like fatherly commentary to himself in his head. He's not saying this to her. Okay, he's writing it down as a text. Then we have the subtext. Die digter dra die gedig aan sy dogter Lisbeth op. Okay, so if they're talking about subtext, that's what they're talking about. It's that thing underneath the underneath the title. He dra op means he dedicates it. Okay, hy doen dit omdat hy wil wys dat hy haar dat hy sy dogter verstaan. That he understands her. That is what he's trying to say. That he has some insight into what she's going through. Okay. Woorde van melancholie. Okay, melancholy is a strange looking word. I remember at school the first time I saw it. It looked very strange. It basically means sadness, intense sadness. So it is a hartseer gedig. In a verwysing, you must know that word, a reference to the sad words of the song The Best Day by Taylor Swift. That could be like definitely be a question. So watch out for that. So hierdie liedjie is die intertext. So if they use that word intertext, then that's what they're talking about. They would have to, I would imagine that if they asked this poem in the exam or in your trials on a test, I would definitely give you the intertext, the words. I wouldn't expect you to remember anything out of it. I don't think that will be quite a fair question. Okay, but maybe that's just me. Haar woorde. So who's the haar? They could ask who's the haar. Na wie verwys die haar? Well, it refers to Taylor Swift herself. She is singing the words. I'm just going to erase this a little bit. Okay. Die soveelste keer. Okay, so again, there's that idea. Sy binge speel die liedjie. Sy speel dit aanhoudend. Over and over again. Dit wys sy is baie hartseer. So why would she do this? Okay, that could be a question. Hoekom doen sy dit? Two reasons. Sy is baie hartseer. One mark. Second mark. Sy identifiseer met die woorde. She identifies with the words. Why else would we listen to the word? Maybe a third reason, eh? Maybe she just sy hou van die ritme. Maybe she just really likes the rhythm of the song. Okay, so we can maybe add that. I think 3 marks there would be excessive, but you never know. Okay, die liedjie The Best Day Ever. So they could ask you, so what is this song about? 2 marks, 3 marks maybe at most. What is this song actually about? What happens in the song? So die liedjie gaan oor 'n jong meisie, not a missie, sorry, a meisie. Sorry, just a little bit dyslexic. Dit gaan oor 'n jong meisie wie se pa haar held is, whose dad is her hero. And she now experiences the hard lessons of being a teenager. Die jong meisie word dan 'n tiener en sy begin die harde lesse van die groot mens wêreld ervaar. Just a different way of saying it. The hard lessons of being a teenager, the hard lessons of growing up, facing friendship issues. Let's add that in there maybe. Let's say moontlik vriendskap probleme. I would probably spell it like that. Hope it's right. Vriendskap probleme. That's what the song is really about. Friendship problems. The dad can see that. Eventually, you sort of get over that sort of thing with friends, but initially, it's very, very painful and traumatic. All right. Then this we spoke about this briefly. Look at this word. It's all alone. Why? What is it called? It's called alleenplasing. Alone placing. Okay, putting it alone. Alleenplaas. Why? Why? What's the function? Wat is die funksie? It emphasizes not just the word, but the idea behind the word. So be careful with that, because often the students will say it's beklemtoon in die woord. Yeah, but also the idea. So die meisie is eensaam. What idea? The fact that she's lonely. Well, that word is all alone on the page. If that doesn't emphasize loneliness, then I don't know what does. Die meisie is eensaam en alleen in haar gedagtes, in her thoughts, and her uitdagings, her challenges, her friendship challenges, perhaps, by die skool. Dalk het sy nie goeie vriende nie, soos in die liedjie. Maybe she just doesn't have good friends, like in the song. She's lonely. Sy voel dalk selfs dat haar pa nie verstaan nie. I'm not sure about that one. Don't necessarily agree with that point, but I just put it in. Maybe she feels that her dad doesn't really understand her. I think he does, because he feels her emotion, because he's actually crying. So that might be a question. They might make that statement and say, do you agree? Stem jy saam? Stem jy nie saam nie? That might be a nice question. I would say no, I don't agree. Alright, school in periods, just reference, there's the periods, there's the schoolwork. Okay, there. Sy gaan deur die skooldag en het interaksie, met baie mense, maar tog is sy eensaam en sy deel haar gedagtes met niemand nie. Which is quite ironic, because the school is a place where you bump into so many people. You've seen baie mense, maar sy is eensaam. She doesn't talk to anyone. Like being lonely in a crowd is worse than being lonely when you're by yourself. There's a quote I once saw. So sy deel haar gedagtes. She doesn't share her thoughts with anyone. I would argue that at some point she maybe shared it with her dad, because he feels her emotion. He does seem to know what's going on. Ironic. It's just ironic, because at a school, you shouldn't be lonely at school. There's so many people around. Sometimes it happens though. Okay, so no. So that no, when does that refer to? It refers to after the school day. Na die skooldag, when she's going to drop onto her bed and listen to the music. Die liedjie draal, nice word there, I like that word. Die liedjie draal, die liedjie sit vas in haar kop. It lingers in her head, stuck in her head. En sy herhaal die eensame lyric. She repeats the lonely lyric. So I don't think the song necessarily makes her feel better, but it's in a sense, it's her best companion, because she she can see that someone else has gone through the same thing. Someone else has verbalized it. So that immediately takes away some of the loneliness. Okay, so we're in our kop over and over again. Then this line, as I said, that I really like. Taai van school. She's sticky, that sort of humidity. If you in KZN and you go to a school, it's always humid and your skin is always sticky and nothing is ever dry and it's just horrible. So, but there could be three meanings here. Okay, so say the first one obviously says taai gesweet na 'n lang dag by die skool. She's sticky from all the sweat. And when you're a teenager, your skin is oily, so you're extra sticky. Second one, it also shows that she's building. Wow, okay, I picked a beast of a word here. Deursettingsvermoë, perseverance. She's becoming tough, like taai, as in taai can also mean, if you say Dio is by a taai, he's like tough. Okay, it's making her tough emotionally. En functioneer by die skool ten spyte van haar uitdagings. Okay, so she's getting tough and she's functioning at school despite her challenges. That's the second one there. Okay. It could also mean on a more metaphoric level that the depression and the heartache, die hartseer, sticks to her. She can't shake it. The sadness is quite sticky. It's like clinging, kleef on her. Sy kan dit nie afskud nie. It's clinging to her. She can't shake the sadness. So those three things are that line. I would definitely ask a question about that line. You can't really ignore it. So there's one, there's the second one, and there's the third one. That this feeling, this emotion sticks to her. So three clear ones there. You might think of another one. That's awesome. Your teacher might get another one, another meaning. That's great. Just keep adding to your notes. MP3 player. This reference here made me think a little bit, because it's not really. Do you still use MP3 players? I don't know if anyone still uses MP3 players, or they just use their phones or iTunes or something to listen to music to. I just use my phone. But interesting that was a reference. It can store thousands of songs, obviously. So to me, this was just an idea, and your teacher might not quite agree, or you might get a different interpretation for it, which is absolutely fine. Just drop it in the comments. By the way, please like the video, and please subscribe, and please send a link, the link of this video to all your friends. Make it your WhatsApp status so that they can all see. That'll really help me, if you don't mind. So just back to this MP3 player. Dit word 'n simbool van talle emosies. So it becomes a symbol of all the emotions that the modern teenager has to store and process. That was just my thought there. It was just like it didn't really, the metaphor or the reference didn't really fit that nicely for and I think MP3 players are a bit out of fashion now, but although MP3 could be any audio file, hey, so I suppose maybe I'm wrong, but it's just such a great symbol of, it's a storage device. And to me, it just had this idea that a teenager's brain and emotions must store so many things and process so many things. So that was interesting. So now needs to see, yeah. So you see, she bought the CD, the album, but not a hard copy. It's on MP3. Okay, so yeah, I think that covers it there. We said that she sings the words. Okay, she doesn't just listen. So there's a very active engagement. I didn't take a note on that. Let me see here. Sing. I'm going to say it's meer actief as net luister. More active than just listening. What does that show? Wys die intensiteit. Intensiteit van haar emosies. Okay, so that's nice and clear. If I can just spell, that would help. There we go. Sing. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now this nice progression from starting to like sulk or starting to become sad to just like crying quite violently. So snik is 'n emosionele reaksie. Snak en huk vir asem terwyl jy wil huil. That was one definition I got. So you gasping or you like getting hiccup sort of reactions. You'll know exactly what I mean. What it is when you cry. I don't want to imitate the sound. Huil, emosionele progressie. So that's an emotional progression on just snik. And huil, and then she cries properly. Behoorlik is properly, eh? She cries properly. Grens is another progression on huil. Now she's crying, it's like ugly crying, it's violent crying, without any inhibition. It's not pretty. We've all seen it, or done it. Okay? So just, if they ask something there, it's emotional progression, eh? So that will be the answer for whatever they asked there about the progression. This yay is interesting. At first I was a bit stumped by that. I hope I'm right. It's kind of eerie knowing that the poet himself might be doing doing the poem in his class and scrutinizing my analysis, so I must be careful what I say. Yay, the yay there, so that could be the dad, perhaps. Maybe another individual that hurt her, maybe one of her friends, een van haar vriende. Maybe even at a stretch, maybe a boyfriend. No real indication of that. Especially when you take into consideration the song. So I wouldn't go for boyfriend as a first choice. If they squeezed me for a third answer, I might say that. But it's definitely that that could be the person that hurt her, or it could be the person that understands her and helps her, which will be obviously die pa. Okay, so two possibilities there. Wow, I hope I'm getting that one right there. It's quite a tricky one. Okay, want vir die eerste keer, so for the first time, what's happening for the first time? Well, it's a realization. I say it there, die nuwe insig. It's a new insight. When you dat haar pa haar pyn verstaan, maak haar hartseer. The other insight is also mense kom en gaan, mense verander. Okay, people change. Your childhood friend that used to be your friend decides she's found someone else who does not want to be your friend anymore, and it can be extremely painful just because she's changed and you've changed. So for the first time, so if you jump to the end of the sentence, there's the point of the sentence. For the first time, you understand why trees lose their leaves. Trees that do that, they have to do that for their own survival. It's not a choice they have. That's how they function as trees. So in the same way, she's coming to this realization that people change. You have to change. You have to adapt. And that means that friends come and go. Okay, it's also, if they ask for the vending, the shift in the poem there, it's this word want. I don't think really it's a shift, it's just coming to the end. Not really a massive change there. It comes to the new insight that she's getting. So as you're growing up, you start realizing things. You know, you start having more insight into life. Mense kom en gaan, mense verander. You can also add the vriende kom en gaan. Vriende kom en gaan. The friends that you have now with you at school will not be your friends. Well, hardly any of them will be your friends in 5 years' time when you're at university. So it's just a natural progression, just like a tree. When autumn comes, it shakes its leaves off, and that's just how it is. Okay. So any spiel. So either she's seeing, she's looking at herself, or she's seeing the reflection of her father standing behind her. It's not exactly clear. So when she looks in the mirror, and by the way, a mirror is a strong symbol of introspection, looking into yourself, understanding yourself. Sy kyk in haarself om die oorsprong van hartseer te verstaan. She looks inside herself to understand, to try to understand what the source of this sadness is. Okay, what the source of this sadness is. And trying to understand this realization. Okay, so nice imagery there, or symbolism with the mirror. I like that. Then interesting, met jou pa se oë vol trane, your dad's eyes full of tears. Like I alluded to just now, it's two interpretations. It's either that her dad, when she looks at herself in the mirror, she can see that she takes after her dad. She looks like her dad. Haar oë lyk soos haar pa se oë, so she inherited, if you'd like, her dad's eyes. So het haar pa se oë geërf. Wow, there are too many E's in there. What is going on? How do you spell geërf? Is it like that? I hope. I'll just have to check on that one. Sy sien dieselfde hartseer in haar pa se oë. Also, the second interpretation could be that she sees the same, the emotion that she's feeling, she's seeing it in her dad's eyes. Why is he crying? Well, he's sad because she's sad. And he's sad because he can see, he realizes what she's going through. Okay, that your friends are not always going to be nice to you. And some friends will leave you. And that is just how it is. And often it won't happen in a nice way. Hy weet sy is hartseer, he knows that she's sad, and he feels empathy for her. Okay. Then they verstaan jy en weet jy. Remember that? Verstaan jy, you understand, you know. So it emphasizes, there's that progression there, remember, that we spoke about. Let's put in that word. Progressie van kennis. Oops. Okay, progression of information. It emphasizes the deep insight. Sy het nou beter begrip van die uitdagings in die lewe. She now has better begrip, is a comprehension of the challenges in life. Okay, makes sense? Then that powerful line at the end. Hoekom bome hulle blare verloor? Okay, so this is well, you're definitely going to get a question on this if they ask this poem. So I was just cover the symbolism first. Trees symbolize steadfastness. It's like sturdiness, something that's solid. Okay, standvastigheid. Then here's the metaphor. Bome moet hulle blare verloor. They must lose their leaves voordat hulle 'n nuwe seisoen kan ingaan before they can go into a new season. In the same way, so ook ontgroei mense lewensfases. People outgrow phases in life. You're not a toddler forever. You're not a teenager forever. Okay, you're not a 20-something forever. You outgrow life phases. You're not a university student forever. Die meisie moet haar jonge kinderwêreld agterlaat. She must leave this childhood world behind. All these friends or whatever it might be. Om die nuwe seisoen van die grootmenswêreld in te gaan. To go into the new season of the adult world. Dit maak haar hartseer, it makes her sad, en haar pa voel ook haar pyn, omdat hy weet waardeur sy gaan. So just an emphasis of that idea. It makes her sad and makes her dad can also feel her pain because he knows what she's going through. Okay, then they might thank you, Moira, for I stole your note directly here. This is awesome. Mrs. Campbell really helped me a lot with these poems. She's got some similarities between the poem and the song. So, I hope they don't ask that, but if they do, here's an awesome note that you can read. Albei is both. Albei is eensaam, both are lonely en word op skool gebully. So both these girls, they're lonely, both being bullied. Both have a good support base at home, ondersteuningsbasis. Albei huil as hulle terugkom van die skool af. They both cry. Albei het 'n goeie band met een van die ouers. Both have a special relationship, verhouding, with one of the parents. Both look in the mirror and see a parent's eyes. Both understand at the end why trees lose their leaves, or why seasons change, and why things come and go. Okay, almost done. Looking at rhyme scheme or structure or any of that kind of question. This is a free verse. What does that mean? There's no real capitals, no real punctuation, no real rhyme. Okay, there's nothing. No, it is a bit of poetic tricks here and there, but not too much at all, really. So now my question would be, it's a free verse, yes, but why is it functional? How does it fit in with the theme? That would be a great question, I think. I would definitely ask it. So dit is funksioneel omdat dit die vrye chaotiese aard van tiener emosies beklemtoon, because it emphasizes, so the structure of the poem emphasizes, or the lack of structure actually of the poem emphasizes the free, chaotic nature art of teenage emotions. Okay, and then the theme. What is the theme? You can word this differently if you'd like. It's pretty obvious, but I think it's die gedig verduidelik hoe die oorgangsproses van kind na tiener stresvol vir tieners en hulle ouers kan wees. So it explains how this oorgangsproses, this transition, this going from one phase to the next, van 'n kind from a child to a teenager can be stressful for teenagers and their parents. Obviously the dad is also quite affected. So I hope I did that poem justice. Please, if you can just post the link of this on your WhatsApp status so everybody can see, especially during lockdown. And then the book will be available soon with all the notes inside. Just keep tabs on my WhatsApp status and keep checking CNA. But I'll send out a little video when everything's ready. It's just a bit tough now with CNA being closed and ITSI. I don't have enough technology yet to get it sorted, but it will get sorted, I promise you. And in the meantime, why don't you jack up on your grammar, watch the other videos, please share the link of the videos channel to your friends, and remember the ebooks are a lot cheaper, and they're easy and they're instant to buy. So It's always a good way of doing it. Anyway, we'll chat again for the next poem. I see we went quite far, 45 minutes. We'll chat soon.